Zack Snyder's cut for the Justice League is now available to watch on stream. The hype was all over the internet. This was long anticipated after we got that crappy version in 2016. There's a lot of things wrong with the first version. The characters lack development. The story was rushed. The dialogues are cringy one-liners. The special effects look terrible. The main villain, Steppenwolf, was so generic and underdeveloped. The CGI for Steppenwolf looked like a high-budget video game. Warner Bros. Didn't want to release Zack Snyder's cut because they said it was unwatchable, whatever that means. So instead, they hired John Whedon to direct it. I think that's his name. He had no idea what he was doing with the characters, and it shows in the result that we got. The movie was a massive flop, so the fans begged Warner Bros. To release the original director Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League. And Warner Bros. Listened to the fans, and now we get to see Zack Snyder's vision for the DCEU. The plot follows the same path as the first version. This continues after Superman's death in Batman vs. Superman. Earth is under attack by Steppenwolf and his army of demons. They are on Earth to collect the 3 mother boxes which have the power to conquer worlds. Steppenwolf is not working alone. He works for Darkseid. Darkseid is a force of pure evil. He wants to find the anti-life equation, which will give him the power to control all sentient beings in the entire universe to his will. He's not just an evil titan, he's an entity of evil itself. He's feared across the entire universe as a force to be reckoned with. He's so powerful and evil that it takes gods to defeat him. Zeus himself had to come down to Earth to fight him. He's so powerful and evil that he makes villains and heroes work together. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne unites a team of people with powers and abilities to protect Earth from evil forces. You can tell that it has massively improved from the start of the movie. The movie is 4 hours long. There are some people complaining about the time length. It wasn't a problem for me. Zack Snyder made it that long because that's the time that he needed to develop the characters through his vision. The more time, the character stories have more depth. I appreciate how each member of the Justice League had their own spotlight to show that every single one of them is an important member of the League. They actually worked as a team this time. They planned tactics and communicated well together. The Flash and Cyborg stood out the most. Some of the best scenes was the Flash using his powers, showing what he's capable of. Without the Flash, the Justice League would lose their battles. When Zack Snyder said that Cyborg would be the heart of the movie, he meant it. He really is the heart of the story. He really is in the center of it. His backstory is explored more, and in it we see that he is the link to the mother boxes. Steppenwolf has a more interesting motivation. His purpose is to actually redeem himself to Darkseid. By conquering Earth, he will pay back the debts that he owes to Darkseid and be able to go back home. This actually made him an empathetic villain, and the CGI for Steppenwolf is improved. Batman's physical appearance and enthusiasm is better. Wonder Woman is fierce as usual. Superman's weird-looking CGI mouth was removed. Cringy scenes and dialogues are not in the Snyder Cut. This movie is a slow burn. The scenes were longer to build up tension and suspense. The battle scenes were awesome. They were very big and dramatic. There were moments of victory and moments of failure. It was glorious and tragic at the same time. And that's Zack Snyder's vision. He likes to make his movies slow and dramatic. So if you can't sit through a movie for more than 2 hours, you either didn't enjoy it or you just have a short attention span. Because when a movie is in good quality and you enjoy it, you don't feel the time pass. Overall, I was impressed by the Schneider Cut. It was an epic improvement from the first version. Zack Snyder stayed faithful to the tragedy and violence in the DC universe. What I think Whedon tried to do was he tried to make the Justice League like the Avengers because DC and Marvel are competitors. And that's why it failed. DC is at its best when it's faithful to itself. The DCEU will always fail at trying to copy the MCU because they are two separate universes. Marvel is more optimistic and light-hearted, and DC is darker and grittier. Many times Marvel and DC have used ideas from each other, but they have their own ways of telling their stories. They are both great in their own realms. Marvel should go their own way, and DC should go their own way. And Zack Snyder realizes that. We get introduced to more heroes from the DC universe, such as Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern. We actually see 2 Green Lanterns in this movie. Zack Snyder expanded more on the nightmare scene from Batman vs. Superman. The movie ends with an epilogue taking place in an apocalyptic future. It seems like this is taking place in an alternate reality where Superman went rogue after the death of Lois. He then joined Darkseid's plan to destroy Earth. For those of you who read the comics, this is a tease for the Injustice series when Superman turned evil, and it's also a tease for the Darkseid Apocalypse War. In this reality, Darkseid has the anti-life equation and Superman is evil, and some of the members in the Justice League are dead. So from this we can see that Earth and the heroes will reach a tragic end. So yeah, Zack Snyder plans to bring Injustice into live action. This is where we see Jared Leto's Joker for the first time after Suicide Squad. He wasn't perfect, but he was improved. I am not a fan of Jared Leto's Joker at all, but I will admit that Schneider improved him. He is much better than he was in Suicide Squad. Gotta give credit where it's due. We see Deathstroke for the first time. This was exciting to see. He holds a grudge against Batman, so this was a tease for a future confrontation between them two. Warner Bros. Should take a lesson from this. They told Schneider that this is unwatchable. How could they think that John Whedon's version is better than this? Maybe they thought that the audience couldn't sit through a 4-hour movie? Well, they were wrong. The majority of the viewers really appreciate it. After they received the backlash, they allowed Zack Snyder to publish his movie. If they just allowed Zack to express his vision in the first place, the DCEU wouldn't be in this mess. The fans are the ones supporting your product. If you listen to the fans and give them what they want, your product is guaranteed to be a success. I'm happy to see the DCEU finally get the respect that it deserves. It has potential to be great, but it just hasn't been managed well. The only issue I have with the Justice League Schneider Cut is that I think it was released too soon. They tried to cram everything in one movie. This is compensating for the fact that Some of the heroes don't yet have their own solo movies, so they tried to introduce them all in one go. It would have been better to do all the solo movies first and then do the Justice League where they are all united, because it is a lot to take in at once. So you may have to watch it more than once to get the grasp of it. If you haven't yet watched the first and second version of the Justice League, it's better not to watch the first version. You'll be more focused on comparing them rather than enjoying the Snyder Cut on its own. I recommend that you only watch the Snyder Cut for the best experience. That's my honest review for the Justice League by Zack Snyder. Thank you for watching.